Before I get into my Monday Night Raw review tonight, I want to take this time to thank all of you. Reason being because this YouTube channel has finally passed 1,500 subscribers. Now, this took place literally as I was doing the live Royal Rumble review on this channel, literally after the Rumble went off the air. But again, to all of you out there that have watched my videos over the years, subscribed, commented, liked, disliked, shared, what have you, all of you out there, thank you. Thank you for making this happen. Now, for some people, 1,500 isn't really a big deal. For me, it kind of is, because I'll be honest, I never thought I'd be at 1,500. At the same time, I said the same thing when I reached 1,000. I said the same thing when I reached 500. Hell, I even said the same thing when I reached 100. I didn't think I'd reach those numbers, but hey, here we are. Now, the next goal, if you will, is 2,000. And I think and I believe, no, I know that we will get there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon than later. So again, guys, thank you all for making this happen. The grind doesn't stop. That being said, what up, y'all? It's me, it's Steve here, back at it with a new video. Thank you for watching this video, tuning in back into the channel. If you're new here, hit that sub button down below. Because like I said, we just finally surpassed 1,500 subscribers. We're now at 1,506 last time I checked. So let's keep this going, if you will. Let's get on to 2,000 subscribers. Let's get there. Also, while you're at it, give this video a big old thumbs up. Also, share this video throughout your entire social media. Facebook, Twitter, wherever the hell you share videos. Share this, because why the fuck not? Also, while you're at it, you can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, pay-per-views, and above all else, with each and every single of you awesome people. So, this is my Raw review for January 29th, 2018, the Raw after the Royal Rumble from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Let's be real about it. If you're one of these folks that bought tickets for TakeOver, the Rumble, Raw, and SmackDown Live in the same building, at this moment, you're probably tired as all fuck right now. And you probably want to go home. But that's around the point. But overall, I thought tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw was a solid show. I'm not saying it was bad or anything, but it was a solid show. We are building up now towards the Elimination Chamber as we are now on the road to WrestleMania. We've had qualifying matches for the Chamber to see who is going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And we also found that we're going to get a women's Chamber match. Oh boy. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment threads. Give me your thoughts on the show, if you enjoyed it or not. Or if not, on Twitter at HeelSteven. So the show kicked off with Stephanie McMahon talking about last night's historic Women's Royal Rumble. And we saw the debut of Ronda Rousey and how Ronda Rousey is now a part of the WWE. She then brought out Asuka. Asuka was out there to celebrate. Asuka spoke in Japanese, and Stephanie agreed. And apparently they wanted Asuka to decide who was she going to face at WrestleMania, whether it be Alexa Bliss or Charlotte. But Stephanie also said, but she wants her to wait because Alexa Bliss, like I said earlier, is going to defend her Raw Women's Championship inside the Elimination Chamber in the first ever Women's Chamber match. Here's my take on this, okay? I'm not big on the idea because, let's be real about it, last night's last night's Women's Rumble match was sloppy. I'm not saying it was bad, but it was a sloppy match, okay? The last thing you want to have is these women to go out there and get hurt. Granted, the Chamber is now like all PG and safe now and shit, not like it was years ago when it was like a grill floor, if you will. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you don't have to have the women do every single match. Like, what, you're going to tell me that the women are going to do an ultra death match now? Will there be a queen of the death match coming up soon? I hope not, but still, you kind of get the gist. I get it. You want to show the women's evolution, how the women now can go out there and, you know, showcase their abilities better than the men. You want to do that and let them have better matches than the men every single night, every single week. I get the feeling that, guess what? Just like the Rumble match, just like the Rumble last night, you know, when the women's Rumble match closed the show, I get the feeling the women's Chamber match will close the show. And don't be surprised at WrestleMania, hey, the women close the show. Again, Not a jab, not a dig at any women out there, but at the same time, it's like, okay, can we stop with this already? Can we just move on? I'm just saying, okay? But it is what it is. So then, you know, Asuka will decide. I guess she had to decide because Sasha Banks interrupted her. And she's like, oh, you know, you talk about nobody being ready for Asuka, but you're not ready for me, what have you. She really wanted to fight, you know, Asuka, because apparently Sasha Banks lasted like 58 minutes in the ring, even though most of the time she was lying down, she was outside the ring, what have you, which got Stephanie to make the match between Sasha versus Asuka tonight on Raw. One thing too, I'm gonna say, I know Chase said this in his review, and shout out to Chase, by the way, Chase Oliver, by the way. He said in his review, and I kind of agree with him too. How come Asuka gets to decide, or you know, who she wants to face at WrestleMania, while Shinsuke Nakamura won the men's Rumble match, right? But yet he had to decide right there and there, who he's gonna face, and you take away the suspense with that, right? Remember years ago when Taker won the Rumble in 2007? And that episode of Raw, you had all the champions, like we had the WWE champion, the world champ, even the ECW champ show up on Raw, where Taker had to decide. I mean, that's what I would have done. Granted, at the same time, it's like I don't have to watch SmackDown here until the next couple months. You took away that suspense. I mean, you could have Shinsuke show up on Raw, show up on SmackDown, on both shows, so he makes his choice. Same thing for Asuka. I mean, who to say Asuka tomorrow night doesn't show up on SmackDown Live and has a conversation with Charlotte and then goes back to Raw, have them do matches on both Raw and SmackDown. Who's to say, right? But we'll see where that goes. But again, I just find that kind of funny how Asuka can decide, but Shinsuke couldn't. But it is what it is. But that was the match that they made between Sasha and Asuka. We had the first of three Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. We had the first match being a last man standing between Kane and Braun Strowman. Why didn't it close the show? That is besides me. But in other words, it's pretty much what you got last night at the Rumble. Just the two of them with the stipulation, pretty much. Somewhere in this match, Braun Strowman lost his fucking mind and turned over the announce table with the stage set on top of Kane, and that's how he won. So Braun Strowman is gonna go on to the Elimination Chamber match. And somewhere in this whole thing, they had Kane be stretchered out. But apparently, we find out later in the night that apparently Kane stood right back up in the emergency room. Great. Awesome. But that was the thing with that. We also find out that we had the second chamber qualifying match between Elias and Woken Matt Hardy. Elias sang the song calling out Brock Lesnar, talking about Woken Matt Hardy. The match itself was there. To be honest with you, it's made you think for a minute, hey, Woken Matt might end up getting the win. But Bray Wyatt, I guess his entrance thing popped up out of nowhere, and it distracted Matt Hardy for a second, and then it caused Elias hit the boot and the drift away for the 1-2-3. So Elias joins Braun Strowman in the Elimination Chamber. Which kind of now, when you think about it, we'll get into the end, all right? But kind of makes sense where things are going in a way. We get the Intercontinental Championship rematch from Raw 25 between The Miz and Roman Reigns. And kind of the same thing, the Mr. provided repeated distractions so Reigns could, you know, take them out with the Superman punch to Axel, the Spear of Bo Dallas. After the Spear, Miz rolled up Reigns from behind and pinned him to retain the championship. The Philadelphia crowd ate it all up. They were celebrating like Miz won the world title. But keep this in mind, you all know where this is going, though. You all know where this shit's going. So celebrate all you want, but it is what it is. All I'm saying right now, AJ and Shinsuke is going to be the undercard. Just calling it right now, y'all. Calling it right now. We had a tag team match between The Revival and Heath Slater and Rhino. This was a short match. Dash Wilder pinned Rhino after the Shatter Machine. Again, Revival. They're not superstars, they're wrestlers. So there you go with that. Also, backstage, you had a Kurt Angle yelling at Braun Strowman for what happened, and Braun yelled back. Talk about that's nothing compared to when we do at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar. So that was pretty cool, but you know, kind of funny too at the same time. We had the big match announced between Asuka versus Sasha Banks. This match was great all you want, but at the same time, why are we giving this match away for free on television? Why couldn't this been built up for a pay-per-view? I mean, why not have Asuka defend her opportunity, you know, to go on to WrestleMania, put that on the line against Sasha Banks? Hell, like I said earlier, you know, have both Shinsuke and Asuka defend that, you know, the right for them to go to WrestleMania against people. Have them both go to Raw and SmackDown until we get to WrestleMania. I mean, New Japan did a similar thing with the G1, where whoever wins the G1, they carry the briefcase and they defend that briefcase. I mean, something similar here you could have done. I mean, I'm not saying they have to, but it's an idea, you know what I mean? To make things more like, oh, wow, you know? But I feel like Asuka and Sasha could have, you know, this could have waited for a pay-per-view, you know? But again, it was a good match, all you want. There's a moment in this match where Sasha does like a tope through the middle of the ropes, and Asuka kicks her as she's diving outside the ring, which was very fucking scary. Like, holy shit, that looked like it hurt. And then there's a moment in this match where Asuka just doing her combinations, and it looked like Sasha was defenseless, like she couldn't, like, you know, defend herself and shit like that, right? Eventually, though, there's a moment where Sasha does lock in the bank statement multiple times, counters it, and then Asuka herself locks in an armbar, then counters to a Asuka lock, where eventually Sasha taps out. But prior to this match, though, it was like we're seeing the heel Sasha Banks that people wanted to see for a long time, right? Who to say now this pushes that forward? That she's angry that she couldn't beat Asuka, right? And who to say we see a program with Sasha and Bayley that I honestly do not want to see, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you can go many ways now with the heel Sasha Banks, in my honest opinion, but take it for what it's worth. Guys, give me your thoughts down below. What do you want to see with Sasha Banks, the legit boss, now that she's, I guess, fully heel, if you will, on Monday Night Raw? We then had the tag team championship, the Raw tag team championship match between the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Titus Worldwide, Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil. This match was fun for what it was. It didn't go long. There were moments where you thought that, oh my god, hey, Titus Worldwide will pull the upset, since they pulled the upset before against these two guys here. And they talked about what happened at the Rumble, where Sheamus got eliminated in 2 seconds by Heath Slater. They talked about, you know, just stuff like that as well. How they also had to compete at the Rumble match, and how they, you know, won the tag titles from Rollins and Jason Jordan. How Jason Jordan had a concussion, what have you. But again, this match was fun for what it was. But it was all said and done, the Bar retained, because again, they just don't set the bar, but they are the bar. So there you go with that. We then had the main event of the night between John Cena and Finn Balor. One thing too that I found interesting, right? So they were cutting promos with their smartphones. Listen, WWE's not fucking around. When they say that, oh my god, we are in, you know, we're cutting cost left and right, they were not fucking around. They were serious. And I said this back in my SmackDown review a couple weeks ago, when they were doing the promos, hyping up the Rumble match with their fucking smartphones and shit. You know, the same thing here. They had Finn Balor cut a promo with the club backstage with their flip foot, with a fucking smartphone. That is gonna do the same thing on his phone. The match, for what it was a fun match for what it was. There's moments where it looked like the whole notion that Balor was kicking out, it got to Cena, and it fucked with his head. Obviously, people were chanting. I guess people were partying for the fucking beach ball and shit. We've got people all riled up and booed and whatever. Like, listen, real talk, I get it. You pay your money to sit there at the show, but don't be dumb as fuck. Bring a fucking beach ball. It takes away from the show. You are not the star. The people in the ring, the men, the women in the ring, they're the stars. That's who you pay to see. You don't pay money to sit there and fucking play with a fucking beach ball. Just saying, okay? You're dumb as shit for doing that. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. But this match, like I said, was fun as hell to watch as well. There was moments where apparently Finn Balor went for the coup de grace, and he misses Cena, like he stands, but I guess he fucked up his leg. But eventually, it was all said and done. John Cena with a super AA from the top rope, from the middle, from the top rope, or the top turnbuckle, if you will, hits on Finn Balor for the 1, 2, 3. Now, people are in shock that, oh my god, John Cena beat Finn Balor, right? Why, oh why? Listen, it makes a lot of sense too when you think about it. But you think about this, right? Elias beat Woken Matt. He's in the chamber. And John Cena beat Finn Balor. And John Cena and Elias have something going. And this is going to continue on so they can have their match at WrestleMania. I'm calling it now. Somewhere in this whole thing, John Cena will eliminate Elias at the chamber. And it's going to cause Elias to get mad. And it will cost Cena the spot at WrestleMania, and they're gonna have a match. I mean, they're gonna have a match at Mania themselves, which is not bad if you're Elias when you think about it, right? You can think about it, you're Elias, your first Mania, and you're going in against John Cena. Why the fuck not? Granted, he might lose, but still, big profile match. So why the fuck not, right? But people are now saying, oh, what about Finn Balor? Is he finally going heel? What the hell gonna happen? I don't know. I get the feeling that the last entrant in this chamber will be like a redemption round, right? Something like that. I get that feeling. They'll probably do like a battle royal with all the guys that lost and extra people as well. I get the feeling that Balor will be in this match, but we'll wait and see that as well. But that was Monday Night Raw. Overall, the Raw after the chamber, we're getting some thrill, some excitement for the chamber as well coming up in a couple of weeks. And next week, we're getting more chamber matches. But again, listen, with the chamber match, people are mad that Balor lost. But why, oh why, though, at the same time? When you know what's going to happen. You know who's going to win the chamber. Come on, really? You all know that the big dog, Roman Reigns, is going to win the chamber match, go on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal title. And you all know, I'm sorry, I said this on Twitter, I'm saying it here again, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura 2 will be a good match all you want, right? But it's going to be on the undercard of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. But who the fuck knows? I'm just trolling and shit, but who the fuck knows, really? Guys, give me your thoughts down below in the comment threads on this week's episode of Raw. Did you enjoy it or not? Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button down below. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's get there, people. And I'll be back tomorrow for my SmackDown Live review. Thank you once again. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's me, it's Steve, it's wrestling and whatever. Yeah.